Long ago, in the wealthy kingdom of Umudara, there ruled a king unlike any other. King Adekami was not feared, he was loved. While other kings built golden palaces, King Adekami built roads for farmers. While other kings held lavish feasts, he used the kingdom's treasury to dig wells in villages where children once walked miles for water. Every morning before sunrise, the king would ride through the village with only a few guards, listening to the cries of widows, traders and struggling farmers. If a roof collapsed during the rainy season, the king rebuilt it. If a child needed medicine, the king paid for it. If hunger entered the home, food arrived before dawn. The villagers called him the king with a woman heart. But inside the palace, hatred was growing. The king's cabinet members despised him, not because he was wicked, but because he was righteous. The kingdom's profits from trade, farming, and taxes were meant for development, but the cabinet elders had long planned to steal from it secretly. Yet, King Adekami watched every coin carefully. No kingdom grows when greedy men eat its future, he would always say. Those words burned the elders like hot charcoal. Only one elder stood beside the king faithfully, Elder Obinna, an old man with grey hair and wise eyes. My king, Obinna once warned quietly, goodness creates enemies in the hearts of wicked men. But the king smiled gently. If I fear doing good because evil men hate me, then I do not deserve this throne. Unknown to the king, his death had already been planned. One stormy night, the cabinet members gathered secretly inside a dark hut behind the palace. Rain pounded heavily outside. We cannot continue like this, Elder Gaffer hissed angrily. He blocked every plan we make. We are elders, yet we live like servants and not as parts. So, what do we do? One asked nervously. The room fell silent. Then Elder Gaffer leaned forward. We remove him. Thunder crashed. Even the fire seemed afraid. But the people loved him, one elder whispered. Gaffer smiled coldly. Dead kings cannot rule. Days later, the kingdom celebrated the annual harvest festival. Music filled the air. Women danced joyfully. Children laughed around large fires. King Adekami sat among his people instead of above them. That night, one of the cabinet elders handed the king a cup of palm wine. A gift from your royal council, he said with a fake smile. Elder Obina's eyes narrowed immediately. But before he could speak, the king drank it. Moments later, the king froze. The cup slid from his hand. Blood slowly trickled from the corner of his mouth. The music stopped. The villagers screamed. Elder Obina rushed forward and caught the king before he hit the ground. The king struggled to breathe. His eyes searched desperately until they found his son standing nearby, Prince Chidubem, young, strong, terrified. With his final breath, the king whispered, "Protect the people." Then he died. The darkness fell upon Omodara. The villagers mourned for weeks. Women cried openly in markets. Farmers abandoned their farms. Even the sky seemed unwilling to shine. But inside the palace, the cabinet elders celebrated secretly. Finally, the treasury would belong to them, or so they thought. Because the new king was nothing like his father. Prince Chidubem became King Chidubem, and on the day of his coronation, he wore black instead of royal white. His eyes carried no warmth, no mercy, only pain. As the villagers cheered weakly, the new king stood silently before them. Then he spoke. My father loved this kingdom with his soul. The crowd, the crowd nodded emotionally, and this kingdom rewarded him with death. Silence. So from today, you will no longer know the kindness of kings. Fear spread instantly. Even Elder Obinna looked troubled. King Chidubem pointed towards the cabinet members. You called yourself leaders. Why snake hid in your heart? The elders trembled, but none confessed. And that was the beginning of the kingdom suffering. Stay tuned for part 2.